Hello, I'm back to speak to you about something else that is on my heart in this season. I hope you're keeping safe, maintaining SOPs, keeping your vibration high, and happiness, positive energy as much as possible, and spreading that with the people around you, the family, and so on. Remember, we feed off each other, especially when we are living in the same space. If you have children, sorry about that. I'm I've recovered from COVID, but that is still there and a lot less though. So yes, I was saying if you live with children, it's very, very important that we're mindful of what we say while on the phone in their presence or when they can hear, because we're not speaking to them enough, so they're sucking in, the things that we are saying and trying to process them in their own little minds. So, I want to talk today about sieving information. I like how this video looks, by the way, and I love the contrast. And one day I will speak about contrast because I think it's a very powerful topic. But anyway, I want to talk about sieving information. There is a thing called information overload. Now, there's a thing called social media information overload. Back in the day, we received information from the radio, television, and newspapers. And we could decide what we wanted to listen to. Radio was for music, television, we listened to the news, 1 hour, and then we read the papers if we wanted to. Today, we have social media platforms: WhatsApp, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, we have Facebook, Instagram. I don't know if I listed them already. We have, anyway, there's so many. An email. And the thing about these social media platforms is that, in as much as we go in to do one thing and find lots of other information, when you log in, sometimes you have notifications calling you. Guys, if you are the notification type of person and you feel like you have an information overload, turn them off. Turn them off, because they make you feel like, oh my God, I'm going to miss this. And remember that the algorithm behind these platforms picks out the things that we like to listen to or read or watch, and they start bringing similar things. So you feel like, oh my God, yesterday I listened to this or I read this. Here's more information. Turn off the notifications. Only go where you need to go when you need to go. So yes, information overload was already a concern, a mental health concern, before 2020. Come 2020, 2021, it has skyrocketed because of, obviously, COVID. But it's not just the disease, it's what the disease is doing, the kind of havoc that the disease is wreaking. And when we see the information that is coming in, it's too much, because people are putting information out based on where they are, how they're perceiving it, what they want to tell others, who they want to tell. But if we're on a group, if I post something on Facebook, for example, many times I may be speaking to a certain 6, 7, 8 people, but I've put it out there where all the 3,000 people who are my friends can see it. And it's the same with WhatsApp. You're in a group with 150 and you want to communicate to a certain 5 people, but unfortunately, or fortunately, you have all the 150 watching or looking at this information, consuming it. So how do we make sure that this information is not overpowering our minds and causing us to be stressed? There's a number of things I've written. As always, I have my notes and I will just go through them. The first and most important thing, okay? The first and most important thing is for us to be aware. Be aware. We need to know what is happening to us at any one time. That is it's the first thing. If you don't know, then all the other things will not work. When I say be aware, please know and understand what may be causing you to be stressed. So if you've been on a WhatsApp group, for example, or a bunch of groups and Facebook and so on, and suddenly you're feeling worn out, think to yourself, what is causing this feeling? And go in, understand which media you are consuming, what sort of information you are consuming that is causing you to feel that way. Be aware so that the next time you get in that space, you know what things are going to trigger you. So when information comes in, also receive it as it comes in, but you have to manage how your body reacts, how your body consumes it. For example, you see a picture of a person that you know who is now deceased. Because I'm saying this because we're seeing a lot of it. And I always see people in groups saying, oh my God, what is happening? Like I can feel the panic literally in the messages that they share. Do not allow yourself to sink there. Imagine if you're going to feel this panic 6 times a day. If you're going to feel this panic once every day for 7 days, it's going to take a toll on you. Now, why are we feeling this panic? Why do we feel this emotion? Why do we feel this overwhelming thing every time we see that somebody is dead? It's because that is, first of all, we're used to seeing it in very rare occasions. Like it's not something we saw every day, but now it's coming to us every day. So we have to understand and appreciate the position and situation we're in now and protect ourselves. So do not let everything in. I remember I used to, when I started to change how I reacted to information, I would feel so overwhelmed. I would take a deep breath and just allow myself to come back to the present moment, like to now, not what I'm reading, not wherever it is that the information is trying to take me. I come back to now. And then sometimes I would literally stand up and take a step back. It was like I was removing myself from that web or from that maze that I would find myself in, and allow myself to look in at that issue or that situation or whatever it is from the outside. And today I don't have to stand up. I just kind of look at it and I guard myself. I do not allow my heart to go in and I feel that emotion, say, oh my God, what is going on? I don't anymore. I may say it, but I know that what is paramount for me is to protect myself, because we carry that energy with us for the rest of the day. And it starts to build into fear, into deep fear that, starts to control everything that we do, because now we're doing it, whatever actions we are taking, we're coming from that place of fear. Information that is being shared, some of it is very scary, some of it is discussed and it just seems like it's all over the place. Some of it, some people are aggressive with it, others are just, subtle. But if there's any information that you feel has rattled you a bit, do not run from it. Do not just shut it down and say, oh guys, stop sharing this information, because some of us are, people, for as long as we are on these groups, we have to know that it's not just us. There's a whole lot of other people, and we are we are interconnected. People are sharing information because they are afraid. People are sharing information because they're anxious. People are sharing information because they're worried. People are sharing information because they need to feel like they're not alone. Okay? And how do we accommodate them while protecting ourselves? I say, try as much as possible to do some research on your own. Again, don't go and do this research from a place of fear. Tell yourself, I am empowering myself with information so that I know, so that I can contribute, so that I can help the other person understand that this information is not right. Or we can then sit down and have a good informed discussion based on what we have researched, based on what our minds, our wonderful minds, our powerful minds are telling us. Can we have a discussion where we just try to understand what is going on for our own sakes and for the sake of the people around us? So very, very important is to do research. The more information you have, the more informed you are, the more in control you feel, okay? And the clearer your mind is about the information that you're receiving, the clearer it stays for you to handle the next piece of information. So this is about being awake at all times. It's about being alert. It's about being present. It's about being aware at all times. Otherwise, a wave will come and sweep you away, and you will not know how you even got so deep down the rabbit hole that you don't even know how to crawl out of it. And that is what's happening to a lot of people. We are getting so lost because you receive information, you panic, you run. Where are you running to? What are you running from? Sometimes if you just listen to what people are saying, attend the webinars. Attend the webinars, guys. I find that there's so much information, so much good information from professionals, from people who know what they're talking about. And the same information we discuss on groups. Attend these webinars and let's come together and talk. Let's come together and calm each other's nerves, because we need each other now more than ever. Physical separation is supposed to activate that part of us that allows us to connect on a spirit level, on a non-physical level. Because chances are that we will never hug each other again. And especially after this wave, people are going to be afraid of hugging, So we need to be very, very, very careful. We need to be very mindful, of how we are relating. But we need to stay connected. Understand and appreciate that the person who has shared that information might be in a place where they need some sort of interaction, or maybe they need you to come in and say, it's not what you think it is. Why do you think this is the way it is? Let's discuss. Let's do a back and forth. In that way, also, we get to really know one another. We get to see a part of each other that, we did not see when we were together physically, because we were distracted by so many other things. Also, with the deaths, and I really, really, my heart goes out to everybody who has lost anybody in this season. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. And I will do a video on just the death, just that part. It's very tough, and my heart goes out to everyone who's grieving, everyone who has been affected, which is really most of us, but some more than others because it's direct family members. I just want to say to all of us that every situation, in as much as it looks like it's the same, every situation is unique. Every situation is unique. Do not look at them as a blanket. If you go behind the scenes, you will find that each and every one of those deaths has a unique story behind it. Do not get sucked in to feel like we are all now going to die. I mean, we are all going to die at some point. But do not get sucked in and start to lean towards a place of fear. It's a really ugly place to be. Let go of information. Read it, receive it, look at it, and literally let it go. Let it go. Remove it. Do not refer back to it. Before you go to bed, do not go and bring it back to, your conscious mind and say, oh my God, today I saw this, I saw that yesterday. Don't bring it back. Let things go. Let things go, and it's in the past. Move on. You wake up the next day. If you're checking your social media or whatever, we are now doing today and moving forward. Okay? FOMO is a real thing. Be very careful. People need to go off social media for a day. They need to go off social media for a period. Do it shamelessly. Do it guiltlessly. Do it unapologetically. Do it for you. Go off for a minute. Go off for a moment and come back. There is absolutely nothing you're going to miss. If the information must reach you, somebody will call you. Do it for yourselves. Do it for your sake. But sieve the information. Sengeja information so that you are not overloaded. Let stuff go. Thank you guys. That's it for today. Stay safe. Stay well until we catch up again.